to the Professor Podcast. Now today I'm joined with Frank and John, is it Orsley?
Orsley.
Yeah, and they both ran Pepos Fish and Chip Shop at the harbour, so very familiar faces in the town. For how long now?
70 years.
70
well,
years?
not personally, but it was 70 years in the family. Like, I was in 45 and Frank 37 years.
So could you tell me a bit about the family? So that's who's been running the chip shop for that
Yeah,
long?
well, my mum and dad came here in 1951. They opened it then, and then we retired in 2021. And my dad was in, and then I came in with my dad, and then when he retired, Frank came in, so me and Frank were. But they had the chip shop in the Roundoo, you know? So we were in there before they came down here. So we've been in the chip trade, and then my mum's, which would be my granny and granddad, they originally opened that in 1925, I think.
Wow.
Aye, that's right. So it's so that's where it all started from. So that's been nearly 100 years, you know, of chip shop trade in the family.
So where does the name Pebbles come from?
Well, my dad's name was Giuseppe. And it just, I don't know how to get to Peppo. It was all, when he was in Italy, he was Pepe, but here they call him Peppo.
Yeah.
And that was it, so it's just a shorter name for Giuseppe, and just stuck.
Can you tell me a bit about your upbringing? Because I think it was, did you not go to St John's School in Dundee? It must have been a lengthy commute to school.
Yeah, I went to St Thomas here to start with, and then I went to St John's secondary school. Well, I used to get the train here at 20 to 8 in the morning, and then you had to get the bus up there, and then I got the 4:45 train back from Dundee, so it was a long day.
Yeah.
But I think that's how I get up so early all the time, because I
I'm
had to be up
opposite.
early.
I was at Arbroath Academy.
That went to the academy, so.
The less said about that, the better. When I turned up,
You're not meant to say that one.
no, it was good. It was all right. Yeah.
So what's it
left?
been? Oh, sorry.
I left when I was 15. But I went to engineering.
Aye.
I got the Angus Precision Tools in Arbroath in 1969 when I was 15. I got taken on there, and then I worked there 15 years, and then here, so I've only got 2 jobs all my days.
So was that your main interest when you were growing up, engineering? Or?
No, I wanted to be a train driver. The steam trains, loved them.
But you couldn't see, so
I couldn't see where it was going.
So and I was the same. I served my time as an engineer too, but I was in tour. I kept getting the sack, so I thought I'd better employ myself. So that's how. But my dad, it was getting a bit much from the shop by himself.
Yeah.
He was coming to his late 50s, so I asked if I wanted to come in. And then when he retired, Frank came in. So no, it's been good. We've enjoyed it. So I like speaking to the customers and all that.
Well, speaking of customers, you told me that Andy Stewart was a regular, so could you tell me a bit about that?
Aye, well, he came in every now and then. Well, not maybe a lot, but he did come in the shop.
Yeah,
Aye. He was a fine man. He just had a blather, but he didn't really say much a lot of the times. Used to get a taxi, drop him off and come in, and then pick him up again. But towards the end, he was quite in and out of hospital a lot.
Yeah.
So, no, he was fine. I think was his dad who used to come in too?
I think so. His sister.
Yeah.
She was a teacher at the academy. Was that his sister-in-law or his sister? One of them.
His dad was a teacher at my school.
Yeah.
But his dad was head of science, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
That's right.
art teacher, I think.
That's one of the many famous ones. Like Billy Conley in the shop.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Aye, he was in. I think there was a few other ones over the years, but you know.
It was the wrestlers that came in. There was wrestling around the corner, and you got Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks. You heard of them ones?
Yeah.
Jackie Pallo.
They never seem to eat the chips, but they have like 5 fish or something. You know, say.
Haystacks was 7 feet tall. He was an absolute gigantic. You couldn't believe it when he came in and looked at him and went, "Oh my God."
Just when you say, "What did he eat?" I says, "Anything he wants at that size."
Aye, that was good with that. Yeah, I had a lot. And then the baths, we used to get a lot from the baths. That was around the corner.
Yeah, that was
busy.
good. St Thomas might have a different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we've probably just escaped in time because it's quite a nightmare now, the fish and chip trade.
Yeah.
Everything's going through the roof.
So where is it that you get your fish from?
Iando's, just
okay,
around
so
the corner.
yeah.
So you just walk around. I used to walk around with the trays every morning, and they would bring it round. So
Yeah.
couldn't get any fresher than that. So the Gary that's taken it over is just getting it from the same place.
Yeah.
So,
He's doing the same as we did, he's getting on great.
aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was that.
What would you say is the secret? Because I know that out of all the chippies in our growth, Pebbles seems to be the most special one. So what would you say? Like,
Well, fresh fish, tatties for the farm, and we just used plain flour and water.
yeah,
You know, just the batter was always top notch. Well, so people said, and just like good portions. We gave a big portion and everything, and then me and Frank sometimes havoured that much. Kind of like coming in for the banter.
yeah.
Sometimes
Only in for the banter, I used to say.
sometimes they even want to fish somewhere.
So I was just about to ask, what's it been like working as brothers together? Like,
We've always
Great,
got
we've
on.
always
As
got
long as he
on.
does as he's told, he's at
I know my place.
No. We've always got on great.
He's always been my big brother, so
So
Yeah.
no, it's been a problem.
when there's a decision, I'll go, John, what should we do?
And when we used to do things for the shop, I used to say to the wife, I think, well, you better discuss it with Frank. I know he'll just say that's all right. So it was quite good.
Easy like.
But as I say, we never had any problem working
No.
together.
no.
Because even now we're still biking together and
Mhm.
for a coffee together and that.
Mm.
So as long as Frank's paying, it's all right.
I've been known to pay in that time.
So you got any stories about people who've came into the chippy or?
It's hard for them to say. Do you think of anything?
What about the one with the, what's her name? The boy with the one leg?
Oh, that's like, there was a boy, I almost say his name because then he's right, but he only had the one leg, and he came in, parked at the door, and then he had something, and one of the staff says to him, well, is that you home to put your feet up?
Your feet up.
Right, kicking him, says, oh, that's the life. But there's been a lot of things.
Oh, a lot
there's
of
been a lot
characters over the
characters,
years,
Yeah.
yeah.
even with
Oh,
a lot of good stuff. And the girls in the shop were great too.
Mm.
They were good. We used to have some, they used to take us out and get us drunk. But you can't, there's a lot of things, you can't really think of anything
Yeah,
specific,
no.
can you?
yeah, it's just a lot of good customers, some good
We
laughs.
used to dress up at Halloween and in the shop and things like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, just, and
Yeah.
then we would do charity nights, you know, and things like that, so it was good.
Yeah. So apart from used to, who's been working there the longest? Like,
But in the staff,
yeah, in the shop.
well, there was this girl, Wendy Allen, she was 21 years, and then the latest one was Natalie, she was 12 years, but she was there till we left.
Yeah.
But most of them were there 7 or 8 years, you know, they're all,
They leave and then they come back.
Yeah.
See them.
we used to give them a farewell present, we'd come back again.
A
Yeah.
year later.
No, but we're lucky, we always had
Yeah.
good staff.
Yeah.
No, we've enjoyed ourselves, but it was time to go, because we were just
Yeah.
getting too old. you know,
Yeah.
It was hard going.
Looking up and seeing the queues, you went, oh, I can't be bothered.
You were wanting cues and then by the youth says, I wish we'd go away.
Well, I was just saying there when we were coming in outside there, it's weird seeing the Pebbles sign not there anymore. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
rebranded.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Harbour chipper.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, well no, well with me just staying above the shop and
Yeah.
all the pandemic things, every now and then he's stuck, so I've been in a few nights
Yeah.
to help him out and really enjoy it, you know,
Mm.
just seeing your own customers and everything and working with the staff that's remaining
Yeah.
that was from it, so no, it's good. And you get the usual thing, I knew you couldn't retire, you know, and I thought,
Well, I've not been in it. I'm going in this week. A couple of
he's
days.
short this week, so we're both in this week.
Yeah.
Now, we don't like to do it a lot, but every now and then it's
No,
good just to
Mm.
meet your old customers and that.
They wouldn't let me near the till. I was bad enough for the basic till, but now the till with cars and things, that don't go, I wouldn't go near it. I think it'd blow up if I touched it.
You were saying before that recently you've both been going cycling together. What's that been like?
Good,
That's
good.
it.
Well, we've done that for years.
Yeah.
We've done that. We go, well, it used to be Dobies, but
Mm.
we've reduced it now to Franco's in Carnoustie.
Oh yeah.
There's 6 of us all together,
Yeah.
we're all there,
Mm.
and we go up there
My
and
cousin
have a
Mike
coffee.
And
and,
my pal Alan and
and we meet, there's another man up there that's always been there, but we meet him. and it's not meant to be bacon rolls, but usually ends up quite a lot.
Well,
of
it was
bacon
John's
rolls.
birthday today, so I had to have bacon rolls.
Oh.
The one that's birthday buys the rolls.
I know, I had to buy the rolls.
Your birthday today? Oh,
Aye.
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Aye, we should well for 51. Nah, 71 today, so that's no bad. So no an electric bike yet, so we're alright.
Oh.
But we've always done things. We used to do marathons and do stuff like that. Played football,
That's great.
squash. That's how we end up this size when you're not doing so much.
So was that in school? Since you've been in school, you've been doing that sort of thing, or?
I used to play football at school, and then, well, me and Frank and a lot of other, we set up the harp. Yeah, the harp football.
Oh yeah,
club.
yeah.
Well, we were the original founders of that.
Oh, that's.
And then I played squash at Tarry Bank. And then I was doing marathons too, half marathons, and I played a wee bit of badminton, and I like swimming. Not a good swimmer, but I like good swimming.
Yeah.
So.
I used to say that to folk that I played for Hibs, and they went, "You played for Hibs?" I said, "Arbroath Hibs." It was
Sunday league.
It was a Sunday league. End up broken ankle, and that was it. Crocked. Then I took up running. 87 after I was in the shop. I loved it too, running.
The running was great.
Yeah. One marathon, that's all I did. Black Isle, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Really
And then I pulled a muscle in my leg in 96 and I've never run since, just on the bike or walking.
It's a poor excuse.
really nice up there, the Black Isle. So
It
Ross and that.
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Cromarty, but it was quite hilly in
Yeah.
parts. I was going, oh my god. But I'd done it. And then I had a Cayley at night and it was drinking. So the next morning, these were all good runners, Arbroath footers. I woke up the next morning and they were, "Where's Frank?" It was about 11 o'clock in the morning. "Chuck, you alright?" I said, "I don't know whether it was the run, the Cayley dancing, or a hangover with the beer." I couldn't get out of my bed. It was, oh.
You told me earlier that, was it Arbroath Harpy that you founded?
Yeah,
Could
aye.
you tell me a bit about
That was 1968 we started together, and then we joined the Forfar League,
Yeah.
Amateur League, 69. And the first year we were in it, we won promotion from the second to the first division. And then that next year we got into 2 cup finals. We didn't win them, but we were in. And then I think the Forfar League's abandoned now, just
Yeah.
like there's less football clubs and everything. But
that? Yeah.
we didn't well to start with. We were all just like 18,
Yeah.
19, in an amateur league.
Was it still at McDonald Park by the high school? Because I know that's where they play now.
No, we used to play mostly at Kearney.
But... Oh yeah.
Yeah, when that wasn't there. Well, McDonald's was there. Sometimes you played there.
Yeah.
Or out the Vicky, out Low Common.
Yeah.
But we didn't have club rooms in them days. We just used to go in our cars and change in the shelters. You know, and the gills coming off. You can nearly get your boots off your fingers or that sort of that. That's how we're tough.
But Hart was named after the Hart lager we used to drink in the Central.
Oh.
That's how we
That's
got the name.
how I got the name Hart. I just call Arbroath Hart.
That's what we all drunk. Pint of Hart with a Hart lager. I'd thought we were Irish, it was nothing to do with it.
No.
So that's how that started. But that was good. And then it joined the Dundee League.
Yeah.
And then my dad owned the property next door that they had the club rooms in.
Oh yeah.
And then when that got knocked down for that new development, he gave them so much of the money he got for it to build that club rooms up there at the McDonald's. So that's how that got up there. But that's great now.
Yeah. Did any of yous help out with that, or?
No, we've got, well, we sponsored like football shirts
Yeah.
for them a couple of years and things like that.
So is it okay if I ask you a bit about your family?
Yeah,
You know,
aye, no problem.
You said before that was it your mum and dad came to Arbroath. When was it again?
Well, my mum came here originally when she was about, what was it, 4 or something, that'd be 1926. And then she went back to Italy before the war and met my dad. Did they get engaged then or not?
I'm not sure.
No, anyway, they met, but then when she come back here, at that time they were on different sides because the Italians and Mussolini,
Yeah.
and then he got overthrown. And then my mum went back to Italy after the war and met my dad, and he came over here 1947, and then, because that was my mum's and her sister's chip shop,
Yeah.
so then he went into there, and then my mum's sister and her man, they emigrated to California. And so then my dad bought this, and my dad's uncle, which had the Kearney, they came up from London and they had their own chip shop.
So it's been the family.
So it's been, and then they moved up to Kearney, and my auntie's brother came up and they had their own dough. So it's been like these three lots in the family. So that's it. And then, of course, and I was, well, my sister was 1948 was born, and I was 51, Frank was 54, there's three of us.
So, I hope you don't mind me asking, was it your sister involved at all either? Or?
No, she worked a few times
yeah.
on the shop, yeah. No, she didn't, she did come in a few times to help out. But so we've all been, but we used to do, when we were younger, like instead of, well, we didn't go to the tatties, because we used to do tatties for my dad in the morning. We used to clean the tatties, help him out in the morning, so, or the berries, whenever, we always done these tatties for him, so it was good.
Pocket money.
Did your parents ever tell you anything about Italy? What it was like there?
Well, we used to go every 2 years, because I had
been good.
my granny and granddad were there, so we used to go over when we were little for every couple of years to see them. I had like a peasant farm, you know,
it was all
a couple of cows, this and that, but they made their own wine and that was great. We used to go and pick the grapes and bring them back.
We used to go inside the barrels and wash them down with our feet.
Granddad made a little barrel for us, because they did them with their feet then, you know.
And used scythes and
And
everything.
then my granddad, he used to, like when you were that time, you were drunk, you were only about 5, he used to put sugar into wine and give you, when you were falling about.
And let me smoke his pipe.
Aye, well, there was no
My mum used to go, for goodness sake, what are you doing? He's smoking a pipe, he was about 7-year-old.
Because he used to go down every night into the cellar to get wine to bring up for the meal. Mind, he would come up, he was drunk, I'd come up singing and that. It was brilliant, it was all homemade food.
Made their own cheese, made
and
everything.
my granny was typical Italian, as long as you were eating, and it suited me, you know, just keep the food coming.
It was self-sufficient, they made
Yeah,
everything.
oh yeah.
Still got any family there?
There is cousins and different, but we don't go over now.
No,
the farm was sold years ago, and I don't know what it is now.
No,
It was right in the hills.
Houses and no, it was a great life. It was good.
It was good. We went a lot every couple of years. Used to go.
It was great because you used to get a month off school, mate. And you wouldn't get away with it now, but it used to keep us off because it was like harvest time, about the tatty holidays, and my dad used to go over and give his dad a hand.
It was great for when you're really young and you reach about 7 or 8, and then you would get the train to London, and then from London to Dover, then Dover to Cali. Hated that bit. We were always ill.
The ferry.
Oh my God, yeah. That was a story that we had. There was so rough that I was sick, my mum was sick, my dad was sick, and Lana was sick, and John ate a pack of biscuits and fell asleep, and he was alright. We all came off, and I remember my mum said, if I had gone, I would have shot myself. The boat, it was so rough that the boat couldn't get into Cali, it was stuck outside, going up and down, up and down. Oh, I can still remember that.
I slept through a lot.
And then you used to get the train from Cali right through to Milan. You'd go through France and Switzerland. It was beautiful. It was a great adventure for a young person.
And then down to Parma, where they came from a village near Parma, you know, where the Parmesan and Parma ham and that.
More trains and then buses.
But I mean, that was 2 days to get there. Now you just fly over. We used to leave here 2 days later. It's amazing the difference.
You ever been there recently? Or
no. Last time must have been 72.
I was probably 78, maybe some long time.
I've been a package holiday to Italy, but never back to where my folk come from. Oh no, that was a good life there. Well, they had a hard life because it was everything. There was cows pulling the carts and things like that. But it was a real peasant old. But then that was in the 50s, so.
Early 60s.
It was it was good.
Could you tell me a bit about, because you said earlier you both went to separate high schools, could you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, well, it was St Thomas was a Catholic school, and I went to St John's. That was a Catholic school. That was not the whole reason. I think it was because the pals from the class were going there too.
I think all that.
But
I was at the academy. In them days you weren't allowed to go to high school there. thick as a brick. Nah, I'm only joking.
Where was the academy then? Which building?
It's exactly where it is now.
Oh.
But it was half the size.
Oh, yeah.
It got built on, because when I left in 1969, they were just getting the plans for the new bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's about twice the size now.
Because I know that building's dead tall.
Yeah.
Right.
They had the plans for it. I remember they had the plans.
But the other good thing about going to St John's, I used to get away 15 minutes early to get the bus, to get the train, otherwise we'd miss it.
Yeah.
So everybody else was jealous in the class.
And
So 20 to 40, better
What was
go
the
and
one
get
when
the
you used
bus.
to get off early and play football?
Yeah, I know, they'll be all that. Because at that time the train stopped at Elliot
Yeah.
and Carnoustie and was about and towards the end when it was the holidays, me and my pals, we used to get off the train at Elliot
Yeah.
and just play about there and get back on the train and not tell my mum that we'd been playing football all day. She thought we'd been at school. And so that was good.
Wonder how long that station's been closed for now at Elliot.
Oh, it's a long time.
Yeah.
I used to, there was Elliot, East Haven, Carnoustie, Golf Street, Holt, Monteith, Barry,
Golf Street's still there, yeah.
There was about 10 stops. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. And it was absolutely, the time we got Dundee, it was packed.
Yeah.
And everybody working there.
I think Barry Links was it was the least station in Britain at
Yeah,
one point.
Yeah,
Barry
the
Links.
least used train
Okay,
station, yeah.
stops.
No, it was a good school. I enjoyed it. Didn't like school, but the fight was good.
Yeah.
I used to like it Elliot when I was wee, going on the bridge,
Yeah.
and then the steam trains would come, you get steam all over the place.
Still do sometimes pass through
Ah,
there.
yeah.
Aye, that's
Yeah.
right, yeah. And that's brilliant.
Fine Scotsman.
I know, we think we were born at the best times.
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
anyway. I'm not like all this technology and everything. I just like the way it was. I would like to go back to steam trains and stuff like that. Milkmans at your door and rolls getting delivered. Money, that real money, no cares.
Yeah.
You like trains, do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Trains are brilliant.
I'm not entirely sure where St John's is in Dundee. Could you maybe like remind me where it was?
Let me think now. It's just not far up from Dens Park, because I mind the bus used to go and then right at the top.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, don't even know what it's up near Lochee,
Yeah.
near the Stacks.
Is it not far
Yeah,
from
not far
the
from the Stacks.
Clarks? The what's it called? The Arnold Clarks?
Yeah,
Down that
yeah.
road. It's not far
Beechwood.
from there.
Is
Yeah,
it? That's
Beechwood,
what I-
yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
Tyler's granny used to go to your school.
Yeah.
She was born in 1953,
Yeah.
so she'd be a
Oh,
couple of years
she's-
younger
she's
than
probably
you.
been there, well, obviously. She was there at the same time as me.
Yeah. What did you ever get out at lunchtime? Or?
Yeah, well, I had to stay for lunch, but they had 2 sittings, and when I was on the second sitting, there was a bakery
Yeah.
across the road, so I used to go over and have a bridie and then go and eat the 3-course. The meals were brilliant.
Yeah.
They were home. They were brilliant.
I was trying to find a normal forfeit variety anywhere, but all you can find is the flaky ends. I don't like the flaky ends.
You're not? Oh no, I like them. But I like them. The forfeit ones
Yeah,
are good
just the
too.
normal
The-
ones, yeah.
The hard cruster one,
Yeah.
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 But this was a great baker. Apple turnovers, bridies. Then I used to, well then hay milk lunch, and then on the train home, I would hay a couple of packs of crisps, and then my mum would hay my tea. That's what you folk had at dinner. And then I would hay a pie supper before I went to bed.
So you had nuns and that were at your school though, wasn't it? A lot of nuns at at that
aye.
time.
And the school was run by a, would it be it was called Brother B. So
Yeah, my mum
that's,
speaks about him.
Is she?
Yeah, did you get the belt a lot?
Oh, I had a time.
Yeah.
I did too.
What was your school like? Because I know that sort of area, the scheme around there, that must have been relatively new then. That was built in the 50s, I think.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, what was your school like?
Oh, it was good. I didn't enjoy it at first, and after a while, it was just a good laugh, and did my work too, but it was just, it was funny. There was a lot of good stories. One time we were sitting in the classroom at English, and the window was open, so there's one of us, somebody went through and said, I'm going home, went through, and by the time the boy had turned round, half of us were out the window and away. I shouldn't be saying, but my thoughts of the school was, I loved it. The last year or so, but I bet it's not a good example for the young people.
No.
I bet I don't go anymore. But it was good.
That bit, the young people.
It was good fun. It was good fun.
Yeah.
When they never got
No,
nasty,
we
but
weren't nasty.
no. It was more just a
We
good
just
laugh
didn't
then.
turn up. That was it.
Just a good laugh. I did work though, I did
Yeah.
work.
That's what I say. We're lucky we dad had a shop, otherwise we'd be unemployable probably.
So was it this building? Was it always a chip shop before your family had bought it, or?
It was a pub originally.
Ah,
Was it?
pub.
You know
It
more
was a
about
pub. Do you remember Bruce Middleton wrote a book about Alan Broth, the painter? And we knew it was a pub, but we never knew what the name was, and seemingly it was the Marine Arms or the Aquatic Bar. Twice it's been from 1905, and Dad said there's a little window down at the corner of the shop, and they were serving drink through them when they shouldn't have been. They lost their licence, so when they lost their licence, it ended up as a chip shop. If they hadn't lost their licence, it might have still been a pub.
The marine bar sounds better than the aquatic arms, does it? What's that?
Because down the cellar where Gary still does the potatoes, it's when we were younger. There was still that must have been there for years.
You know, on the pavement you can lift up and roll the barrels down. But it was still
It was still there in the 60s. That's all them years later.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
The
you used
last
to
one.
see when you could
Yeah,
roll the
thick
barrels
glass.
down, and it's great because in the winter the potatoes, if they get frost, you're in trouble, or if it gets too hot. But down there it was just a fine temperature, so when you get your tatties, that's a good thing about it.
Yeah.
But Dad used to use that. He used to buy the fish, get a merchant from the shore now, there's any coming in, and he used to have a boy called Joke Fleming.
Aye, that's right.
It would fill it for him downstairs, so he didn't have to go miss out the middleman in a way. He just got it directly to there, and the boy filled it for him, so straight up. So
But then
But
it
that
got
was
that
nothing.
erratic there and
Yeah.
things like that.
and then
It's just-
now it's what is it? Peterhead. It's not even
Peterhead's the
Aberdeen,
closest.
it's going
Yeah.
further and further away.
Yeah.
And goodness knows the price of diesel and that for the
I know.
lorries.
Yeah.
Well, the fish is an half a price now.
I would imagine. What was your busiest time of year? I would imagine it was during the sea
Yeah,
fest.
it's 6 big
Yeah.
weeks of school holidays.
Ah, yeah.
When I first started, the queue was at the door at 4 and it was still there at 11. It was shut 11 at night and you just went non-stop 6 days a week.
Of course, the Glasgow Fair and that Arbroath population doubled.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a guest house.
Aye.
Folk were giving them rooms and
Yeah.
You see now at the caravans, people own them and they come up with the weekends and they're empty through the week. By that time they got rented out every week to different families.
Yeah.
So, we were part. The atmosphere down here was great.
Yeah.
And the Glasgow people, they're
Yeah.
brilliant at singing and
used to come up from the station, train loads full.
aye, that's right, bus loads.
Bus
You
loads.
used to see about 20 buses going into the caravan mine, all parked along the front. Oh, the bus was jumping.
Yeah.
We were packed.
And the summer was busy.
Yeah.
It's a shame about the Seafront Spectacular, how they ended that, but
Yeah, that's right. Even things like that. And then
Yeah.
they used to have, what was the one there, the Angus show.
Angus show was
that was
there.
another.
That was on a Wednesday.
Because even that, so when they were setting up on the Tuesday,
Mhm.
we were open till 11:30. We had a folk came in, were wanting fed and everything.
yeah.
You can't really believe you work that late. Eh?
Oh my goodness.
I can hardly stay awake till 9 o'clock now. Never mind work till 11. And that was something. A record was, I think it was, we sold 70 stone of fish and 1 3/4 potatoes in a week. So that was, and that's just with a 2-pan range, but it was just metal, flat out.
Right, now unfortunately that's all the time we have left for today, but that was really great today. Thank you, Frank, thank you,
No,
John,
You're welcome.
You're very
Enjoyed
welcome.
it.
We
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
enjoyed
That
it,
was
yeah.
a nice
Yeah.
chat. Thank you.
and thank you for watching. I hope you join in next time. Bye.
And I used to tell jokes all the time.
Well,
I might tell you one. I might tell you one now.
no, don't.
Yeah. Boy's walking along, he's holding a brick, and his pal says, "What are you holding that for?" He said, "I'm saving up for a house." Sorry about that.
That's the chuckle brothers. Delete that one.
No, we'll leave it in.